let you go. I'm gonna hold you in my arms forever. Hey, well, this is day 2 and day 3 of the World Cup, FIFA World Cup Soccer Final 16 thing. And mood of the day replay. That's all I'm saying. Now I'll get into it. I'm sure I'm probably going to wind up going into like 4 rants before I'm done. So just hold on, bear with me, and we'll get through this, alright? Well, in day 2 of this, Germany downs England 4-1. But not without some serious controversy. Leading 2-0 off of a goal by Closer in the 20th, off an assist from by the goalie, actually, Neuer, N-E-U-E-R, Neuer. And then Podolski's in the 32nd. England actually started making a comeback with a goal. Upton scored in the 37th minute, and not a minute later, Lampard punches in the equalizer. Oh yeah. To even the game up, and the English look poised to take control of this game. Germany's on its heels. They're backing up. I mean, England scored a goal in 2 goals in 2 minutes, and in Germany is the young guys are getting all flustered and they're what? Huh? What was? Oh, that wasn't a goal, but it hit completely behind the line. I saw it. It wasn't. No. Okay, with the air completely taken out of their sails at 2-1, England is now down, which forces them to completely change their game and have to play a more attacking game in order to do it. And it also allows Germany, who is they're a better team, but the object isn't about who's the better team overall, it's who's the better team right now. And without having the replay set in there, you're absolutely looking for trouble. You're looking for something to happen like this, like France being in the World Cup, like the 2 disallowed goals against the United States, like the oversized goal and blah blah, and the oversized goal and the blah blah, and well, Mueller, the Wunderkid, Wonder Kid, decides he's just gonna say, hey, you know what? Let's do some counterattacks. I'm gonna spank in 2 more goals. We'll get this done. It'll be a 4-1 game. The match will be done. We can go off the field and we'll close up shop and continue on. And that's what happened. And the England crucifies their team. Horrible things in the paper. I mean, it's one thing, if the air is completely taken out of your sails. That's all I'm saying. I mean, if you're boxing a dude and he's routinely allowed to punch you in the junk over and over again and no foul is called, you're not going to give your best fight, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to kind of change your game plan. You might have to keep one of your hands down by your junk so you don't get punched in it anymore. That's all I'm saying. It's just messing up the game. Well, maybe the other games are better. Maybe they get better. Let's check them out. Maybe we won't have to talk about this anymore. Argentina downs Mexico 3-1. It was even on shots on target. Replay? What? Bueller? Replay? Anyone? This is it's getting to the point of this. It isn't old anymore. It's ludicrous. It's crazy. I know the old farts out there, the traditionalists, are like, well, the game is supposed to be played without replay. Well, let's put it this way. If a game was invented right now, if I decided to invent floofle ball, and we go out there and we're playing our floofle ball, and we're getting ready to start, you would ask me what you need. I'd say, well, we want to create the fairest game possible. We want to have the the goals set up right. We want the rules set up right. We want it replay so the right team wins. We want to make it as fair as possible for all teams. We want to eliminate as much human error as we can because we have what? The technology. Hey, bro, when soccer was invented, and when football was invented, my apologies, I apologize. When football was invented, they didn't have cleats. They were kicking around a bladder. They were like, hey, we found a pig bladder. What can we do with this bloated, nasty bladder? Hey, let's kick it, man. And they all said, yeah, and the world took off on loving football. But it's evolved since then, hasn't it? They've enjoyed the technology and the advances in the cleats, most definitely, because you don't have as many foot problems. They are getting a little better than what they used to be. They're not like you run around with bricks on your feet. The ball is better. The shin guards are better. They're smaller, but they can absorb more impact on them. Those nice little sprays that they get to spray on each other's knees, and I guess it cures cancer too, from what I hear. They only give it to soccer players that are on the field. Nobody else has access to it. So they're willing to use all the other technological advances on the planet. I'm sure they play games at night, don't they? Do they use light? Well, that's technology, bro. Get with the program, you old bastards. Anyway, this was obviously it was done by a highly contested goal by Tevez in the 26th minute. He was completely offsides, man. It was he knocked in a header from Messi, which was a nice one, but he was offsides, man. That's the bottom line, and the goal was allowed. And when you're down 1-0, that kind of changes your game plan. You don't play the same way you would as you normally would. Higuain would add to the lead with a goal in the 33rd off a horrific mistake by Bravo or Osorio. Yeah, Bravo flubbed up too in the other game. I'll get to that. I'm sorry. By Osorio, who put the ball right in his path, so he just took it and blasted it in there. And in the 52nd minute, Tevez would add another goal. I guess accounting, making up for the BS one. And that was a scorcher from 25 yards out. So they're up 3-0, and Hernandez would get a late goal for Mexico in the 71st minute, but it was too little, too late. I mean, again, you have one team that feels like they've been wronged, and rightfully so. So how you go about that and not allowing them to do it? Crap. Okay. No controversy here in this third game, as the Netherlands send Slovakia in Vitek home with a 2-1 victory. They dominated the shots on target 9-3. Time of possession was a little bit in on their side at 52-48, but they dominated the game. Those nice orange jerseys just flying around look good. They look strong. They look like a solid team, and they controlled it from the start. They got a goal by Robin in the 18th minute, and that was where am I at? Am I even in the right place? Yeah, in 18th. Quickly he cut inside, then he shot a low one in there. It was about 20 yards out. Schneider smacked one into an empty net when the goalkeeper Mucha guessed horribly wrong, got horribly out of position, said, hey, why don't you kick one into the empty net, bro? Take a 2-0 lead. And that was in the 84th minute. And then Vitek scored in the final seconds. I mean, like 2 seconds on the clock in stoppage time or injury time or overage time, whatever time that is. And he got it on a penalty kick, and then he went to get the ball and start up the play again, and it was over. It was done, and Netherlands advance, and Slovakia goes home. Good job by them, though. I mean, Vitek was blasting goals left and right. He scored like 3 goals in the last 2 games, so you can't fault him there. He did his job, man. He did what he was supposed to do. It's just they didn't have it, luck going their way. So maybe 4 years from now, or not. Probably not. Finally, South American team lost in the World Cup. It took another South American team to beat them, as Brazil blasted Chile 3-0. And it was dominated by Brazil. The shots on target was 6-1. and that's not much. But Brazil doesn't need that. They can keep the ball away from you. They can control it. You can even have the ball, but they're controlling it to where you're not advancing it, or you're not going deep into onto their side of the pitch. So don't let the time of possession fool you. Juan opened up the scoring in the 35th minute with a header off a corner kick, which was nice. You like to see those set things, and unfortunately, we haven't seen a whole lot of goals happening in this tournament. And Fabiano would take a Kaká pass. When he's in the game, Brazil's a different team, and it shows that. Now, him getting a yellow card in this game isn't going to help him much, but I think they get wiped out after the next game, so it doesn't really matter, does it? He dribbled around the goalie Bravo and shot into the net in the 38th minute, so they went up 2-0 there. Robinho would wrap up the scoring in the 59th minute with a one-timer into the far corner, and he was at the top of the area, man. So this team is very deadly. They can, when they're firing on all cylinders, it's you could easily see them in the finals. When you say, well, what about this team? Yeah, but the argument is just as strong, if not stronger, for Brazil to beat them. So when you look at it, they should be one of the finalists. If they have a full squad and they don't get the stupid yellow cards and get booked out and stuff like that, they should advance. I really don't see. It's going to be tough. They're on the bad side, but they've got as good, if not better, a chance than anybody in the tourney right now. So hey, well, this is both days combined into one. A little bit longer vid, but we got them all in there, and we got to do something about that. I mean, it's without replay, the game is losing something, and it's noticeable. And then when the whole world gets to see it, and you're like, that's, what do you do? I mean, you can't do it for goals? Are you serious? You can't have a dude look down for 5 seconds while the other guy's probably writhing on the ground anyway, wasting time in that time, and say, oh yeah, that was a goal. It's that easy. Oh, that wasn't a goal. He was offsides. It's that easy. You don't have to contest all the other crap, but the goals is definitely something that should be done and looked over. And without that, the integrity of the sport is going to suffer from it. I mean, one goal is fine, but there's been 7 or 8, 9, 10 goals in this World Cup that have been junk, absolute junk. Maybe the refs need to go back to school or something. And everybody's like, well, it happens so fast. Well, that's why you have technology now, so you don't make those mistakes. All right, well, hey, this is the Big Ragu. I'm out.